Page 139, Sakura, or Cherry Blossoms. It's a beautiful piece. On page 137, they give you some sight reading things. I encourage you to do all the sight reading you can. If the piece, your sight reading is a little tough, then just sight read one hand at a time, but you're still sight reading. That's what's important. On page 138, they're introducing you to the primary chords in the key of E minor. Well, the primary chords are the same, they work the same in any key. And the numbers are the same. It's the 1, the 4, and the 5, 7. Okay. So E minor has one sharp. It's relative minor to G major. If you remember G major, you had the 1 chord, the 4 chord, 5, 7 chord. If you've forgotten all this, you really need to go back through this book again and review everything. Really, please. The E minor is the same way. E minor is starting down here. The E, that's the 1 chord because it's built on step 1. And the 4 chord, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it'd be, put the E on the bottom here. It's the 4 chord. And then the 5, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's the 5 chord. And then we add the 7th here, and we get that. However, we're going to use the harmonic minor. And if you'll remember, in a harmonic minor, we take the 7th step and we raise it a half step. So it's here. So when I do this 5 chord, because it has the D in it, here, instead of the D, I'm going to use the D sharp. So I'm in the harmonic minor here. And then I add the 7th here, and I'm just going to put the B on top. This is on top here, and I'm leaving out the F sharp. We don't have to use all the notes, so it's here. So it's here. And if you'll notice, the pattern's the same. The little finger goes down a half step, and I'm using the top 2 notes. That's the pattern for the 5, 7 chord, the way we're using it in all the keys. It's the same pattern. So here. And anyway, that's a primary chords in the key of E minor. They've got them there. You'll see them over and over, and just get accustomed to them. You'll get it. I got faith in you. You'll get it. Let's talk about Sakura. 4 lines long. There's no repeat signs or anything. Just gonna play through it once. We got treble and bass clef, common time or 4/4 time. Remember, common time is the same as 4/4 time. 1 sharp. We're still in E minor, just because we're studying E minor now. But you can look at the end and that last little bit. You have an E minor chord, it's an E minor. Take it one hand at a time. Now let's check our fingering. I don't think the rhythm's a problem, but the fingering. Right hand, here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. Then cross over. Right now I'm going to connect everything. I'm going to cross over. Here. And then once you lift up and up here, that's okay. It's a between phrases you got to lift up anyway. There's other fingerings we could try, but this is fine. Just do that. And cross. Last line. You're here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this broken chord. It's just an E minor chord in extended position. Instead of here, we extend out. Here, that's all it is. You'll learn to recognize it in the music. You'll think, oh, I know what that is, and you see it as one thing and not 4 individual notes. You just, and then the left hand plays the half note. Speaking of left hand, well, we got the primary chords. The 1 chord, and then the 4 chord, back and forth. In measure 6, you get the 5, 7 chord. And then at the bottom, the last line, here, measure 13. Here. The E is tied. You see the curved line? Hang on to it. Here and then here, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 3 and 4 and. And again, it's just a broken E chord, and then cross over to get the B on top. Put the hands together. Not too bad. I mean, this kind of stuff you can almost sight read once you're accustomed to the primary chords in E minor. Let's go down to the last line. That's the tricky one. You're here. 1. See, Again, all that's down and then go on. Hold the B down and then lift up. I'm going to connect this and this, so I got to lift up here. Those. So I'm going to connect all those eighth notes together. They have a slur over them. I'd connect them anyway. As far as the articulation goes, you're pretty much connecting everything. You can lift up, lift up, lift up. And the left hand, you play it as connected as you can. You can't, but do the best you can. Dynamics apply to the melody, which is the right hand. What do you think moderately soft is? This left hand needs to be very soft. And then they have a swell there, and you're going to go up and back down. So you're going to go up to moderately loud and back down. Again, when you have these matching hairpins, facing hairpins, whatever, look in the middle of them to find the note or notes that are there, and that's your target. That's you're going to go up to it and then come back down. Here it's the G, and then come down. And take your time coming down, because the arrow to come down is longer than the arrow to go up. So take your time. See, I'm not medium soft again until the half note at the end of the line. I took my time. The left hand, keep it in the background. Keep it out of the way. And then measure 5. Now I'm soft. That's softer than you were at the beginning. The left hand, if you're soft, very soft to begin with, don't worry about it. Now in the second line, you're going to swell up again, but you're starting at soft. You're going to go up to moderately soft and back down. See? Third line, you're soft. Then on measure 11, now you're moderately loud here. The left hand can be up to maybe soft. Huh? On measure 13, you're starting it moderately loud. This is both hands here. And you're going to go up to loud. Back, because that's in the middle of the hairpin. Back down to moderately loud. Loud in the right hand. And measure 13 is sort of both hands, but then the right hand now takes over, and the left hand needs to get really soft. And then these, I'd play all these eighth notes soft. That's moderately loud, but these, I play these soft. And then morindo again means to die away, so you're going to go all very soft. And the ritardando in measure 14 means slow down. Whew. All at the same time. So again, measure 13. And then you'd hang on to that last note for the fermata as long as, actually, if you play it very soft, you can hang on to it until it dies away, because it won't take that long. Yeah, it depends on the piano. Speed, andante moderato, that's two different speeds, but you kind of mix them together. Moderato's in the middle, and andante is the leisure side of the middle. Andante is not slow, it's kind of a leisure pace, and that's, I think, about where I've been going. It's the feel. It's not the beat, it's the feel. Take your time with, don't drag it, because a piano, there's like a minimum speed you can really go and still get music out of it, because the piano is very percussive. And when you play a note, it dies away. And you don't want to wait too long before you play the next note, because then it's like, what's going on? So there's a minimum speed we can go. Don't go too slow here. Now on top of all that, they've added pedal. And we kind of need pedal because we got time to hear everything. So we examine, why are we using pedal? Here we're using it for two main reasons, and that is overtones, to color it. Otherwise it's rather dry. That's pretty dry. If we add more overtones, like so, it colors it more. Gives it a little more flavor. Plus, we want to connect it better. I can't connect the left hand at all, but I use the pedal, I can connect it. And so that's really what we're doing here. And it's overlapping pedal throughout. You'll lose the phrasing, but still go through the motion and feel the phrasing when you do it. Because it can affect how you play it, even though you can't actually hear silence between the phrases. So feel the phrasing and lift up in the right hand between the phrases. So the notes go down first and then the pedal. I'm changing the pedal after I play the notes. It overlaps just a little bit. Measure 5. Ugh. I disagree with that. That's too much for me. So I'm going to change the pedal on the half notes on measure 5 and 9 both. I'm going to change the pedal every 2 beats, just like I'm doing it on all the others. They didn't change it here because you held the left-hand chord down. You didn't change chords. You didn't change harmonies. And that's what we're doing. We're changing the pedal with the harmony. But here, the melody is getting too blurry, so I'm going to change the pedal here because it helps to clear it out a little bit. Same thing in measure 9. And then the last line. And now hold it down to the end. And then just keep your hands there. And then at the end, when you're ready, the keys come up and so does the pedal. Now, if it's a little too loud for you there at the end, it's not really super soft yet. If you just release everything, it's like, oh, what happened? It's like an accent. It's like, what? Well, there's a technique with pedal we can do with that. On an acoustic piano, if you have an electronic, you have to experiment. But if you have an electronic, you can always reach up with one of your hands and turn the volume down gradually and let it fade away that way too. But on an acoustic, what we can do here at the end is what I'll do is I'll lift the key up, but keep the hands where they are. Just lift the key up and then slowly lift the pedal. And that lets the dampers gradually touch the strings, and that lets the sound gradually die away. If you get buzzing, then you need to have your piano tuner, when they come to tune your piano, check your dampers. There should be no buzzing when it does this. It should just die away. You have to experiment because each piano is a little different, but it works rather well. I've used it a number of times. It's a little more advanced pedaling technique, but you're almost done with the book. It's about time you learn something, huh? I'd like to play this with you slowly. Let's double check all the notes and the rhythms. I'm not going to do any dynamics. I can't slow down or none of that. I'll hold the fermata note 4 counts instead of 2. I'll give us 4 counts. Let's just play it together. I'm going to pedal it as I suggested. 1, 2, ready, go.